Ahoy Mateys, welcome aboard. Kind of a different Saturday today. Uh, Not following Daydream About Nice Things was different, but I enjoyed uh, Ford Mams, and of course I enjoyed prior to that Millie and James at um, Weekend RVing, and it's cool. Hey Todd, welcome aboard. Mary Jones is on board. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Uh, So the title for today is the news from Camp Lake, and I it just came into my brain, and I thought, where have I heard that before? And it I don't know, just something. Well, then synchronicity started to play with me. Yesterday, when I did two videos yesterday concerning what you know. To some people, it's like, oh, well, you found some scrap, and some of it's worth keeping, and some of it's, well, the stuff especially that's worth keeping, and along with the scrap, which makes me a little dollar here and there. Um, the stuff that is good is real good, in my opinion. Philly girl, welcome aboard, Lassie. Glad you came. Uh, so the whole thing in a nutshell was because of my upbringing. Um, the song popped into my head. Cincy Plasma Tech, welcome aboard. Roy and Becky, welcome aboard. So the song from my church upbringing, uh, "Praise God from whom all blessings flow," which is known as the Doxology. And I thought, never really studied the origins of the word doxology. Why do they call it that? So I looked that up. I Googled it. Ruth Puckett, welcome aboard. Howard Keppel, morning. Good to see you. Uh, so yeah, as I said, I Googled doxology and learned that it was a Latin word originally, and then it went into English, and it just means to praise God. Um, and the song that almost every church I've ever been in, if they are using the doxology either for their opening or their closing, or some, you know, after the offering, they'll sing it, or they may do it three times in one service. The beginning, the middle, and the end. Um, Nothing wrong with that I can see. Um, Linda Barker, welcome aboard. Um, so I continue to go down through the Google thing, what other people have asked, not only what does doxology mean, what churches use it, what, faiths, doctrines use it. Um, and all of a sudden I run across Garrison Keller. Well, wait a minute, Garrison Keller. Oh, I know, Prairie Home Companion. I used to listen to that once in a while. It's always entertaining, you know. Hey, Ken Folks is on board. Thank you for coming. I enjoyed your live stream, by the way. That was great with Susan and everybody in there. Saxy Matt. You did a great job. Um, totally enjoyed it. I stayed to the last minute, by the way. I had to pick on Susan. You know how I am. um, so, what did Garrison Keller have to do with the doxology? Well, in one of his shows, he was on forever, up until 2016, I believe he retired, and another guy took over, a musician. I got his name. Um, and of course, I lost it. Chris Thiel, or Thiel, probably. Uh, Musician and good narrator type of guy, took that over, and they renamed it instead of uh, Lake Wobegon. They named it the Live from Here. And as I understand, it's still on NPR or other stations that uh, carry that. No, I've never listened to it since Garrison Keller, retired. Um, but anyways, there was an episode that I didn't happen to see, but oh my gosh, did it inspire me just reading about it. We all know how the doxology goes, praise God from whom all blessings flow. Okay, that's 8 notes. Someone that he knew, and I'm sure this is a true story, they had it custom made, or perhaps they were able to do it themselves with a keyboard adapter, but for the car horn, custom car horn. Da, 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 da. I want one. Me wants. Me wants, me gets. You know what? If it's meant to be, it will be. It's what the blessings are all about. Just you put your faith up there, and good things come your way. You can call it the law of attraction. You can call it synchronicity. You can call it blessings. You can call it jeepers. Aren't you a lucky guy? It's more than that. It's all tied in together. It's like this community. We all, when someone needs some help, we help. When someone needs prayers, we pray. When, whatever it might be, even if it's just a talk. Some of us talk to each other on Facebook or other platforms, aside from being here on YouTube. And some of us talk right here on YouTube. I mean, many of you have seen me shed a tear. I shed a tear a few days ago. Tina from Tina's Journal of Journeys. She lost Dominic. Dominic was her beagle, her little beagle. And I met Dominic when Tina was here about a month ago or 5 weeks ago. Whenever Tina was here, I met Dominic and her other dog buddy. But yes, Dominic lost his battle with cancer. That was on the 6th of July, I believe. And yeah, it hurt. It hurt to watch. But hey, you know what? These are the days of our lives. Wait, I thought this was the news from Camp Lake. But seriously, I really felt, I felt for Tina. But Dominic has crossed that rainbow bridge. Many memories for Tina. And even me, even though I only met him for very brief, half an hour maybe. Well, he's a cool dog. Cool dog. Lucky Dog Productions. Ahoy, Lassie. Glad you came aboard. Now, wait a minute. I didn't see James Catanese. He must have snuck one in there because I didn't see Midnight. I don't think I saw Cindy either. The last one I watched is where the ceiling fell in. I guess I got some videos I better catch up on. Weekend RVing. Hi, Millie. Welcome aboard, Lassie. Glad you're here. Yes, James Catneys. Dominic is in dog heaven. Um, it's hard when we lose our fur babies. And it's hard when we lose our loved ones, regardless of whether they're fur babies or they're human. Yeah, it's the circle of life, of course. So, moving on. The news from Camp Lake. Instead of Lake Wobegon, we'll do the news from Camp Lake. No, I can't imitate Garrison Keller. Not by a long shot. Although there was one other thing that I stumbled across when I was researching doxology. There is, believe it or not, a psychological term. Psychologists actually use it. Maybe a little bit in a humorous way, but you remember Garrison would always introduce the news from Lake Wobegon. He would say, this is where the women are strong, the men are handsome, and the children are all above average. He would say that every week on his show, and I remember that. It was, kind of tongue in cheek, but it turns out that it's a true thing for some people. There's a test that they can do. Yep, Tales from Lake Wobegon. Yep. Anyways, there is a test that even you could do. I mean, if you had a group of people, you could ask them, hey, out there, how many, raise your hands if you think you're below average. You're not going to get, I don't think anybody's going to raise their hands. And if they do, well, then we must help them somehow, raise them up. But if you ask, well, how many people out there think that you're fairly above average, and you'd probably get most of the room raising their hands, and it's a human tendency, that we humans have a tendency to think, well, you know what, I'm a better carpenter than Joe Blow over here. James Catneys, he thinks he's a mechanic. Well, me, I've forgotten more things than he'll ever know about being a mechanic. No, that's just all joking. But unfortunately, it is rather true, whether you admit it or not. We have a tendency to think, well, I'm better than that. I don't know why she's like that. And, I'm good. I'm good. We sometimes don't even take what might be good advice because we already think, well, I already know. So yeah, the Lake Wobegon effect is a true thing in psychology. Psychology, the shrinks use it when they're trying to figure out what is going on in that pirate's head. So if you all saw the videos yesterday, you know that I got some blessings, and that's why I came up with a doxology thing, and that's why I want that horn that goes dun 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 dun. I'm gonna make one if I have to. I think there are programmable car horns out there. Well, I did research air horns a while back because I kind of want to get a big old air horn for Sinky. I think that'd be cool, but I'm a better drinker than you, James. Okay, all right, all right. I have a comical joke on the refrigerator. It says, uh, some people have accused me and my friends of having a drinking problem. Well, I actually think we're pretty good at it. With that, I'm having another sip of coffee. Yeah, train horn. Yeah. Jay Charles, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Thrifty Angela's on board too. All righty. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. This is great. So, uh, I have a question. When I was looking for a thumbnail today, uh, I thought, well, I'm going to go back through my archives. That took me 45 minutes, and then I ended up using something else. Well, mate, I can't remember now what I used for a thumbnail for this one, but I realized that, oh my gosh, no wonder my computer is slow. There's duplicates. Duplicates. And did I say duplicates? There's duplicates of the duplicates of the duplicates. I probably got duplicate of gigabytes of duplicates of. Now I know there's a product out there. Well, I learned about it maybe 6 months ago, and I said, yeah, I should get one of those because I already knew I had duplicates. Supposedly this fancy tool, you know, I guess it's a little stick. You plug it into your USB port, and it takes over and organizes all your photos, gets rid of the duplicates, and downloads them to itself, and cleans out your Photoshop or your wherever you store your photos. And now you've got your archives on the stick, and your computer is nice and clean, and you kind of start fresh. And if you need to refer back to what you downloaded to that stick, you know, you can do that. And I remember it being around $50. And back when I heard about it, I didn't have 50 cents. But now I'm thinking it's about time. I'm working now again, and so I got a few extra dollars, you know, not to be. Okay, thank you, Philly girl. Do you have one that you can recommend? Um, anyways, I need to do something because I know that I mean, I could go through manually, I suppose. Um, but yeah, I am a little nervous sometimes about programs. Oh, and speaking of thumbnails, if they, yeah, as said, if anybody out there, um, no, I'm not using Apple, Billy girl. I'm a Windows 10 PC kind of guy. I had an Apple Watch one time. You know, I thought it was pretty cool, and dang if the goat didn't eat it. Happens. Um, the photo thing, that's one thing that's on my list that I'd like to investigate. And if somebody could say, yeah, these work for sure, don't worry, you know, a duplicate remover built in. Okay, I had no idea. I have Windows 10, so, and, you know, when it updates, which isn't very often anymore, but when it does, I'm going to write that down. You folks are helping me today. What a change. I'm teasing you, mateys. Duplicate remover. Windows. I suppose I could ask Cortana. See what she says. All right. Moving on. Another thing I discovered while I was trying to figure things out for my thumbnails. I thought, oh, I know. I decided to call this episode "The News from Camp Lake," and I thought, oh, I know what I could use for a thumbnail. I could use a picture of an aerial photograph of Camp Lake. But I couldn't really find one um, that wasn't possibly copyrighted. Then duplicate photo remover. Okay, duplicate. Sorry, folks. I'm listening to Billy Girl. Duplicate photo remover. Thank you. All right. Carrie Joe. Ahoy, Lassie. Glad you're here. So, anyways, I have a new program that hasn't been approved yet, but it sounds quite interesting to me, especially that I will be doing remote live streams and videos from different locations, especially come October when planning on heading to Mayberry and points south and then points west. The old snowbird thing is gonna happen. We're gonna get a trial run for a few months. The I think I'm gonna like it. I don't know if my patient will, but we'll see. All we can do is try. Um, God willing. You know. Uh, anyways, Google Earth, and they have a program. It's called. I wrote it down. I thought perhaps I didn't, but they actually have a program where you can use the Google images from Google Earth, and you're not breaking any copyright law as long as you. There's a word. Uh, in other words, you give credit to Google. However, with this new program, I don't know if it's a new program, but you have to get approval to use it. I had to fill out why I wanted it and all this and that. I heard back from them. They said they have me in review. I still don't know what it's going to cost. I know there's a opportunity where I can try it out, so that probably doesn't cost. But you can go anywhere. You know, get an aerial photograph of Camp Lake. I can even say, "Here's Captain Jack's cottage," and if it's a new enough picture, there's Synchronicity parked right next to Captain Jack's cottage. That'd be cool. And like as said, you can add little arrows and connotations, if you will, to an aerial photograph. And the acknowledgement to Google is already embedded. So you're not going to get busted for copyright. Of course, you think about it. There's Google Earth, and then there's Google, and then there's YouTube. It's all Google. Yeah, maybe that's why, but that's a cool thing, Now, what they don't want is, like, say, they have Google where you can type in my address and see my cottage from the road. That's kind of creepy sometimes when you think about it, but yeah, well, probably more creepy if you're doing the aerial one and I happen to be out in my backyard in the buff. I don't care. Don't bother me. I'm not shy, not bashful, but somebody said there's a law against that. I don't know. It's like, I don't have any draperies here, and I used to not have any draperies I got two great big patio windows that face right out to the street. And when I first moved in here, I didn't have any draperies. So what? Why? I don't need them. Other than maybe kind of insulate from the heat or from cold. But as far as, I didn't care at the time. Well, and then eventually, my patient moved in. It's been about 2 years after I was here, and she said, "Why don't you have any drapes?" And blah blah blah. So I ended up getting draperies. Burning up the roads. Welcome aboard. Good to have you here. Um, and she's asking me, "Why don't you have drapes?" I says, "Why?" "Well, for privacy." I says, "You know what? If you don't want to see me walking around naked in my house, don't look in my windows. None of your business what's inside my house." She she still didn't like that. She wanted draperies, so yeah, I got draperies, and I don't like them. And I hate clothes even worse, as you all know. But Carrie Joe, you're gonna go out and mow, and it started raining. See? Thank you, rain. If it wasn't for the rain, Carrie Joe would be out there mowing, and she wouldn't be participating here with the rest of us mateys. Dr. Angela. Capping therapy. I have to have curtains even with mini blinds because people can still see in. It's none of their business. I'm serious. Okay, I'll ask you this. Does anyone here, you walk down the road and you look inside people's windows to see what they're watching on TV? Oh my God, they're watching CNN. Or, oh my God, they're playing videos. Yeah, no, it's none of your business. Don't look in their windows. I don't. I could care less what they're doing. Curtains are overrated. Thank you, Roy. I hope Becky agrees with you, too. I wouldn't doubt that she does. After all, she puts up with you. Ah, thank you, Angela. I'm serious. I've always been that way. I think part of it was because of how I was raised. My parents and I would go out for walks in the neighborhood. And it being a little kid, of course, I'm going to look. Whack! What are you doing? Well, I was looking in their window. They got a TV set. We don't have one. Whack! It's none of your business what they have or what they're doing inside their house. You avert your eyes. If they're outside, say hello, blah, blah, blah. But don't go window peeking. It's none of your business. So, because I was raised that way, I naturally assumed that everybody else was raised that way too. Perhaps that's wrong. Uh-oh. Becky does not agree with Roy. You know what, Roy? We're going to have to sit Becky down and have a long talk with that girl. One of these days. Linda Barker. Well, good for you, Lassie. Good for you. I suppose you live on the top floor of a penthouse. What do you need curtains up there for? Of course, there are drones nowadays that can come up there and they can take video inside your penthouse. I'd sue them. Camping therapy. Ladies are more modest than men. That's true. One of our jokes is that, there will be those times. Are we there yet? I have to pee. Are we there yet? I have to pee. Are we there yet? Well, for a girl, they got to have a restroom, or at the very least, a porta-john. Well, now, I do know some girls that, well, not necessarily, but a private spot. And it's a little harder for a girl. It's just plain and simple. But guys, the joke is the whole world's their toilet. Yeah. Now, here I started out this live stream talking about praise God from whom all blessings flow, and suddenly we've gone slightly south, talking about bodily functions. It reminds me, I got to find a shirt for tonight, even though I don't like clothes. I actually have a shirt on. 2 reasons. This past week, actually a week and a half, it was in the 90s. And we had, 90 plus humidity. It was basically baking outside, and for some people it was really, really, really hard, But me loving the warm weather and just running around with my short shorts on, and that's it. Well, I had to wear my glasses too, but my body got accustomed to 95 degrees. Well, now today it's 82. That's our high today. Still got to have the air conditioner on for me patient. If it was me, it wouldn't be on. But I'm cold. Damn it, I'm cold. Okay, Linda. I was reading that at the same time while I'm trying to yak. Yep, camping therapy. I hear you. Carrie Joe. Yeah, I hear you. And then Linda, teenage grandkids knocked down the curtain rod, sneaking into the bedroom. I left it off. Yeah, because they just knock it down again if you put it back up. And sometimes when that curtain rod gets knocked down, it also gets stepped on. Well, now you got to go out and you either got to try to straighten the damn thing, which you end up, it snaps in half. And now you might as well just mail it to me and I'll put it in Bessie, haul it to the scrapyard. Or you got to go out and buy a new one. Well, after a while, it's like, why bother? Is it that big of a deal? And if you really have to cover a window, I realize people want everything nice and neat and orderly, but bottom line is if you need to cover a window, you get an old blanket and a couple thumbtacks and cover the window. I cover this window with a green screen, but not this time of year because air conditioner has to be on. All right, I know I had more questions than just that. So we got to look up the duplicate photo remover in Windows 10. And there was one other thing I wanted to ask about. Oh, I know what it was. And I know we covered this a couple weeks ago. Is there a specific Pacific that's on the West Coast? The Pacific, what's the ocean? Anyways, what do they call that product that is for your MiFi? We talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I found out that I don't have to upgrade this thing. Obviously, whoever was waiting on me at Verizon when I got this back in January wasn't quite knowing what they were talking about. But anyways, these 2 little things come out. They look like it's just part of the plastic. No, they come out, and then you can plug in a booster antenna into that MiFi. Now I'm sure I can Google it and look it up and whatever, but if somebody remembers what the specific Pacific name or the Atlantic name for that particular antenna that plugs right into your hotspot, your jetpack, that'd be cool. I see everybody out there's just scratching their heads right now. Oh, James, you got rain there. Is Carrie near you too? No mowing today. I might mow this afternoon, and then I might decide to work on that new blessing. She's been sitting for many years, and she needs some lubrication, so I got some. And I think I have another brand new can somewhere. This one just happens to be here in the office for whatever reason. So yeah, I think I'll work on that for a little bit, clean her up and get things moving, test the motor. Um, then I can, if the motor doesn't work, I'm going to tear into it and see if it has brushes, because I think it does. I don't think it's one of those brushless motors. I think there's brushes, and if that's the case, I can get brushes and have a working motor as long as that shaft turns, and nothing's burned up inside. New brushes. Away we go. 3/4 horsepower motor. Run that big 10-inch table saw. I'm going to be geeked. That has been one of my biggest setbacks, is not having the table saw. It makes life a whole lot easier. I mean, I have skill saw and I have a miter chop saw. Not the best one in the world, but it works. Okay, Philly girl, gotta run. Have to let my phone charge back up. Have a great day. Well, thank you for coming aboard, Philly girl. I did watch your spider video earlier. I'll be watching more. Don't worry. Bon voyage, Lassie. Glad you came aboard. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm going to work on the table saw this afternoon. And get out of this air conditioner. Maybe I can take my shirt off and get some more sunshine. I got to find a crutch tip. My patient's crutch, her cane, needs a tip on it. Millie, I'm glad you're still here. Hey, we're actually gaining people even though we're losing them. We had 12 a little while ago. We got 17 in the house now. We're in the cottage. I hesitate to call this a house. It's a cottage. Cottage sounds so much nicer. Sounds luxurious. And that's the news from Camp Lake. Oh, another thing I want to investigate is that fine that Gary has. I don't know if there's still a discount on it. It doesn't matter. I think it was only 5% anyways, but if there is or isn't, that's fine. But I think I'm kind of leaning towards that instead of having this boom, or not boom mic, but I don't know. This thing almost irritates me. I mean, it works good, but I'm thinking down the road I may want kind of an upgrade. And we'll see. It's not the biggest deal in the whole world. I'm okay. 50 Angela's working on a video. Okay, I'll be looking forward to that, Lassie. I got some stickers this past week. I got one. Well, I showed you last week. I showed you Box Indie. Last night I showed you Bob's Adventure. I got that one, and then I still have here on the desk the ones from Snobby Scrap Picker and the Dusty Blonde from Over the Pond. So it's about time I installed those stickers on my bulkhead in Synchronicity. Put them on display. And I got some couple stickers I need to send out yet. Mark and Carrie, they want to exchange stickers. They'll be on tonight, I believe, after my 7 p.m. live stream. They come on at 7:30 Eastern. Uh, the Art of RVing. Hey, I remembered it. So yeah, kind of stuff a couple envelopes and get that going. Check my list of who I have written to and whom I haven't yet. That type of thing for snail mail. A 5 fine burning up the roads. Yeah, um, I think it works good. Do you know if it blocks? I mean, would you be able to use that kind of a boom mic outdoors, or would you have to put a cover over it to block wind noise? That's something that's kind of important too, because like Roy and Becky, they do a lot of their live streams outside, you know, and I intend to do some live streams outside, but if you got wind noise, that can ruin things. So, people have dead caps that they put over them, as they call it. I think that's kind of sad, but well, I guess the cat's not using it anymore, so you might as well use its fur to break up the wind noise. I don't know, just why not a dead possum or something? I don't know. Just saying. Yeah, so 5 fine is something I want to kind of investigate a little bit to see how it stacks up against any other products that are out there. And will it adapt to future camera? Right now I'm using the little old Logitech. It's sitting on top of my screen here, and it's got the camera and it's got the microphone on it. And it seems to work just fine. But I don't think it would work all that well. I mean, maybe the camera would work fine outdoors, but I almost think I would need a better microphone than what that is. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. I have a feeling that this would pick up a lot of wind noise. Wind block. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to do some research. I might not do the research yet today. I don't have to have it yet. Yeah. Well, I'm indoors right now, burning up the road, so this little Logitech microphone camera combination is just fine, and my microphone here is not picking up any noise that I know of. Actually, because this is plugged in, now that I think about it, the microphone on the Logitech is out of the loop. This cancels out that Logitech one. It takes priority. Now, if I was to use my speakers, let's say, on the desktop, and then take these headphones off, just take this whole thing out, unplug it, well, then I would imagine the microphone on that would work. I have another one of these, a little bit older, and it worked. When I did do a remote and use desktop speakers, it worked. It wasn't the greatest, not as good as what this is, but it seemed to work. Yeah, I obviously here I can't use my desktop speakers. I have to wear headphones, and well, the headphones came with this mic, so that's all good. Because it would disturb my patient if all this live streams that I watch were being that she could hear them. It would drive her nuts. She's already there, so I guess it just really push her over the edge. Excuse me. So, Let me see here. What did I not cover? Oh my gosh. Covered everything. So we'll see you. Oh, yeah. Yes, Millie, I'm glad that your pain has finally subsided and you're starting to lead a normal life. And is it the 13th? Is that when you go back to work, Millie? I think you had said you were supposed to go back to work on the 13th. That was a couple weekends ago that you said something about that. That you should be healed by then and back to work. Does that mean we're not going to have your daily live streams? That would be a bummer. I haven't been able to watch them lately because I'm working half days with my old boss. As many of you know, he's building his dream home and asked me to come back to work for him, even though I was retired. But he wanted me, so that's cool. It's either I'm really cheap or I'm really good. I don't know which. Oh, I must be good. I'm above average. There's that Lake Wobegon syndrome or effect. Effect, yeah. Okay. Roy and Becky, are you leaving us? Oh, okay. All right. Bon voyage, Roy and Becky. Tell Becky we're going to need to talk about draperies. Go Donnie Com is here. Welcome aboard. Good to see you again. We you missed a little bit, but nothing of major importance. We just got the news from Camp Lake going here, and it doesn't compare with the news from Lake Wobegon whatsoever. But we're having fun, and that's the most important thing. Is let's have fun, let's enjoy, let's count our blessings. For sure, that's first and foremost. And as I mentioned earlier, call it what you want. But if you have positive attitude, you're going to attract positive things. And vice versa. If you're kind of have a negative attitude, you can generate negativity coming your way. So I say, let's just, at the very least, let's stay positive. And of course, I add to that, let's count our blessings and let's thank God for what we have, and not be perhaps envious or jealous of anyone else of what they have. I mean, some people have draperies. I'm not envious. Who needs draperies? I don't know. Some people might. My patient wants them. All right. Bite the bullet. Camping therapy, chocolate chip cookies smelling yummy. My browser does not accept cookies, so I guess I'm going to have to pass and not be blessed by your chocolate chip cookies. Carrie Joe. All right, now, aren't you glad you didn't have to go mow the lawn because it's raining? Wow. Burning up the roads. Do you probably do because you're the gurus of Share the Air. Is Northwoods RV or Northwoods RV Life, are they coming on after me? Camping therapy. Okay, I'm sure I'd accept. Cookies are always good. Like I said last hour, I have a baker. Her name is Dolly Madison. She does a good job. I'm starting to wonder. My motorhome doesn't have an oven. I have a a stovetop, a really nice stovetop, but an oven. Mm-mm. Maybe that's something down the road. Maybe in the future it will have an oven separate from the stovetop. Yeah, I have a kind of a unique stovetop compared to most. You see a lot of campers and RVs. They have a small but four burner stovetop with an oven, just like you have in your sticks and bricks, but scaled down a little bit. Um, yes, James, I that isn't that called a Dutch oven? I think it is. I'm not sure. Oh, Amy McFarland is going live after me. All right, all right. So in about another 7 minutes, if one of my moderators can post Amy McFarland's link to her live stream, we will go raid her. Dutch oven. Thanks, James. Yeah, that's something I don't think I have. I'm not sure. I might have something. Uh-oh. Northwoods RV Life is scheduled, but Camping Therapy says Amy is. Well, this could be one of those situations where both of them are live. So you can just choose or flip back and forth if that's what you like. Um, I'm only going to stay a while at either one of them because I would like to go do some work outside. Work on that Delta table saw. Let's see here. All right, back to my stovetop. I've also seen other RVs. They have a 3-burner stovetop, and that's actually pretty common to see the 3 burners. And even some just have 2 or even 1, more or less camping stoves that they use inside the RV. Um, upside down pineapple cake is nice. Yeah, that sounds good. Uh, my stovetop, and I'll feature it sometime. Michigander Man is here. Welcome aboard. Is a 5-burner. It has 2 mediums, 2 normal size, and 1 big one right in the middle, which is made for the wok. And I have a wok. So that's a pretty cool stovetop. It is cool. I got to change the orifices because it was set up for in a house. It's set up with LP, uh, not LP, excuse me, set up for natural gas. But the orifices are there where I can switch it over and I can run it on my propane. So it's another project on the list. But I'm looking forward to using it. It's cool. It really is cool. Looking forward to using the wok. I got lucky burning up the roads. It it was originally on eBay, and it was new. Um, on eBay, it was like $259. Well, the local Mission thrift store, Mel Trotter, uh, there it was with that eBay price tag on it. Somebody bought this on eBay, decided not to use it, and donated it. So the thrift store, they kind of looked it over and said, okay, it's still brand new in the box, never been opened, none of that. They put $150 on it. And I looked at that and thought, dang, that's a good deal. That's a real good deal. But, yes, well, no. I guess it's a good deal for someone else. I'll just wait, see what else comes along. Well, then A week later, it was still there. No one had purchased it. And the manager happened to come out, and she said to me, she says, "You looked at that a couple of times now, haven't you?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "Tell you what, $99 and it's yours. I want it out of here." Boom! I pulled the trigger. So I got a 5-burner stovetop, brand new, for $99. Yep, synchronicity and blessings. All right, we are at 12:55. Good. You need buckets if you're going to go magnet fishing. I still got to do that. I've got a great big magnet, and I have yet to basically put an eye hook through it so I can install good tough rope. Magnet fishing, I haven't done it yet, but I think it'll be a blast. I can do it right here at the lake. I'm sure I'll have fun. Weekend RV, and okay, you're going to work on the 14th. That is Tuesday. All right. Now you're going to be working day shift, Millie? I assume you are, because I think you said you were like a manager at wherever it is that you work. Yes, Happy Place Camping. Yeah, Felicity, and what's her husband's name? They've done some cool magnet fishing videos. Yeah, Happy Place Camping. I've watched a couple of theirs. Nursing our travel bug. Ahoy. You're just the person I wanted to see. Remember when we were talking a couple of weeks ago? What is that MiFi antenna? Does it have a brand name? How do I find that? Because I'm ready to, pull the trigger on that one and purchase one, but I can't remember what it was called. And I know I wrote it down a couple of weeks ago, but where is it? I got more notes here. I got a couple things written down that I got to research and probably purchase or something, But yeah, I think it's time to pull the trigger on getting an antenna booster for the MiFi, the Verizon Jetpack, whatever you want to call it. Camping Therapy is heading to Amy's in a minute. Please drive safe and enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. Okay. We will be getting one soon. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully nursing our travel bug can quick remember. Otherwise, I'm going to have to dig notes or just Google research it. But sometimes it's nice if somebody pops into the head, oh, yeah, it's called such and so, then write it down and go find it and buy it. Oops. Pop-ups. All right. We got 2 more minutes. I understand. Oh, thank you, Jay Charles. Yep, that's where we're all going. Because apparently the Northwoods RV Life is not going to be live. As far as I know, they're still on the road, and perhaps, wherever they're at, they're not getting a good signal. And if that's the case, we all understand that. If you've tried to done live streams from anywhere else but your house, it can be iffy on the Wi-Fi connections. And if you're not getting a good Wi-Fi connection for a live stream especially, you almost might as well forget. Please don't forget to play Captain's new videos. Aw, thank you, Millie. Yeah, they were fun. They were fun. It was all about blessings. So, all right. Well, we've got about a minute and a half to go here. If you're new here, there's a little button down there. It's kind of square and oblong looking. Uh, if you're new here and you like what you see, there's a thumbs up thing you can do. But then there's they call it it starts with S. I call it the friends button. But you know what to do. Hit it. And then there's a little wee bell that'll pop up. You get notifications of when I go again. Meanwhile, mateys, thank you for coming aboard today. Hopefully see you tonight at 7 p.m. after Nomadic Hippie, um, the Dr. Fill-In show for today, 7/11/2020. All right, fair winds and smiles. And as always, may God bless.